Well, welcome back to the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series Europe Premier League round of 16. It's time for the winners' final. Let's check on our bracket so far to confirm how these two players have got through to the winners' final. And as you can see on the screen right now, MVP safely coming through against Sase, and LucifroN stomping on over Nurtio. So those two will now go head-to-head. It'll be MVP versus LucifroN. It's TVT, it's my favourite matchup. It's going to be epic. We're absolutely certain of that. And to bring you all of that epicness, it's Apollo and Colaris.
Thanks very much, Red Eye. This is where it gets interesting. We have arguably the best Terran in Europe going up against one of the best Terrans of all time in the form of MVP. And TVT nowadays, it's a much different beast than it was in Wings of Liberty.
We're going to see SCVs being killed.
We're going to see a lot of them.
A lot of SCVs being killed in this game. This is, Paul said it's epic. This TVT is going to be fantastic. These two players, MVP, there was questions coming in like, how well is MVP going to do today? Doing pretty damn good. He actually played amazing, but likewise did LucifroN. And now they play up against each other to see who's the best Terran here today. Wow, this is... And MC said it too, like MC, when you say, I actually asked him off camera too, I'm like, so MVP probably going to beat LucifroN too? And he generally said, I think it's 50-50. LucifroN's been playing great today, and before today too. And that's a big compliment.
It really is. It really is here. LucifroN looking stunning, but will he be able to go toe-to-toe with the Game Genie Terran himself? As he bans Newkirk Precinct, Daybreak gone for LucifroN here as well. It's TVT, so depending on if you like drop play, don't like drop play, some of these maps favor that kind of style, some of them don't, but in general you see a lot of drop play regardless of the player in TVT.
Tell me who LucifroN's beat in TVT recently. Like, do you know which players?
Well, we've
seen Happy in the round of 32. That was an easy 2-0. Yeah. But this is his strongest test. Sure, LucifroN's had to deal with a lot of different players in Europe. Cass, Happy, Thorzane when he plays in Europe. But this is the true test. There's people on the forums, there's people everywhere watching this saying, is LucifroN gonna be the next best non-Korean?
He's on the verge.
Is he the next Terran Bonjour?
Is he the next Terran Bonjour? Oh my god.
This is the true test. This is it. So, if he passes...
A+.
A+.
A+, man.
A+, and a gold tick.
Gold tick. Not a gold badge just yet, but maybe a gold
badge.
Tick.
Not a gold badge, yeah. He's got all the gold badges at this moment. Gold badges and $350,000 to his name. And that's prize money alone, excluding salary and whatever else he's earned. So, a lot of money's been made, and the difference between both of them, probably massive, like 10 more, no, 10, 20, 10, I'd say probably 10 times.
Probably, yeah.
About 10, I reckon.
Considering everything else he's doing. Velshire Vestige, Akalon, Wastes, and Whirlwind will be our maps here. And now, how prepared is LucifroN to go into a TVT against MVP? How much has MVP done in terms of research to determine how LucifroN could play this out? Because LucifroN does have tricks up his sleeve. He's shown that he can come in prepared. He's shown how strong he can be. And again, as I said before, in Wings of Liberty, TVT was a long, drawn-out process where you would just see long stalemate games. But now here in Heart of the Swarm, there are very few matchups that are as aggressive, as high-octane paced as TVT.
I said it before and I'll say it again. Look at the screen, and doesn't MVP just dominate the screen? Just sits there, no emotion, just looks like he's going to win. You know, he just looks like that. And then if you look at LucifroN, it's like this child that's about to get eaten or something. It's such a big difference between both of them. MVP is just, I'm here to win. I am a monster. I am a robot. This is my tournament. I am here for one reason. So... this is going to be a good one. I wonder if LucifroN can fight back. It really is a David versus Goliath story here.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not quite sure what's going on in the chat. Nurtio, he appeared in the chat and was like, good luck, have fun, MVP ready, question mark, and MVP replied ready. And then Nurtio just left.
Nurtio wishes he was in this winners match, doesn't he?
Apparently so, yeah. LucifroN was able to thwart that, though. So now we are just waiting for LucifroN to join this series, and then we're going to have this TVT underway. Belshir Vestige, as we said before, will be our first map, and I am expecting Hellbats. I'm expecting them to get dropped. I'm expecting Widow Mines to get dropped maybe if somebody wants to. Just so much opportunity to be hyper-aggressive here. And, well, we've seen some of the TVTs go into a longer game as well in the form of, say, for example, 4GG versus Bunny game 1 in the round of 32, where it was still complete full aggression, but then moving into the mid-game, you need those good defenses. You need those missile turrets set up. And even Straylock showing high-sec order tracking is pretty useful as well.
Yeah, really is, actually. I think we're going to see a lot more use of that to deal with the drops. And guys, make sure to go on Twitter, go on Facebook, hashtag WCS, at StarCraft, at ESL TV on Facebook as well. You can /StarCraft and ESL TV. Start talking about this game, because this is a big one. Put your predictions out there, compare to other people. Can LucifroN beat one of the best players in the world? And, you know, in Wings of Liberty, hands down, best player. But today, MVP looks like that guy just as much as he did before.
Yeah, he did. He really, really did and does. You can also tweet us. Tell us your predictions here at Kyalaris and at Apollo SC2. We definitely want to know who you think is going to be favorable here in this first game as we now load up into Belshir Vestige here in just a second. Mr. LucifroN deciding to adorn his soundproof headphones as we have MVP and LucifroN facing off for game number 1. Spawning up to the top left here as our Red Terran representing LGIM. 1 series away from the round of 8. Give it up for MVP. Face of a stone-cold killer. MVP here, looking to move through to the round of 8. He has no funny business intended. He wants that very, very passionately. And spawning down to the bottom right as our Blue Terran here, representing Caronte, representing Spain, trying to defeat Korea. Give it up for LucifroN!
Crowd is getting angry over there. They're chanting names.
It's a ruckus.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Crazy. That's what it's like here down in the studios. Of course, if you want to come tomorrow, you can. Stefano himself will be playing with his teammate Thorzane. It's going to be a great set of games tomorrow in Group D. Though this matchup, we see 12 barracks, 12 refinery from MVP. He is going for a Reaper opening. The differences in styles when it comes to Europe versus Korea in TVT is not too much different, actually. Not too much difference at all. I think they'll play out very similar when it comes to aggression in different stages. At this point, LucifroN's opened up for refinery. I don't think he's going Reaper here, but he will be going for quite a fast factory. Quite a fast Hellions, quite fast Marines. And to be honest, Reaper isn't the best of the best builds here, because it is difficult to get into the main base to do a lot of scouting. So I think LucifroN's going to be fine here. The question is, does MVP risk something like going 2 barracks and double Reaper play, or something crazy like this?
I mean, we've seen double barracks and double Reaper production actually just kill people outright sometimes if they're not careful with how much production they're actually going to set up. But at the same time, we've also seen 1 or 2 players trying to get away with Command Center first in TVT, and that, if someone goes for a Reaper opening, even just with 1 barracks, can cause you an absolute world of hurt. So it's very difficult to make something like that work here in TVT as well. So I'm liking both of the openers right now from both of these players.
This is going to be a tough one. What's LucifroN's stats in TVT? We talked a little bit about his versus Zerg earlier, but how is he shaping up in TVT? I think it's quite high, if I'm not mistaken, isn't it?
Yeah, it really, really is. Versus Terran right now, in terms of map scores, he's 21 wins and 6 losses.
Wow.
Verging on 4GG Mageddon style here in LucifroN's shoes. But and aside from that, it's something like a ridiculous, like a 75% win ratio. Insane, insane numbers. MVP doesn't quite have the numbers that we can fully look into right now in Heart of the Swarm just yet. But considering how dominant he was in Wings of Liberty, he's got all the hallmarks to play very well here.
Absolutely, and LucifroN's games, they would have been against players like 4GG, Cass, Happy, all these really good Terran players who are very good in TVT, so we'll see how he's going to shape up against MVP here, who's looking to get in, doesn't want to die to a Marine, which is why he's taking his time to poke in, but he is going to be able to go in, sees everything he wants, should probably just get out, he doesn't need, because he goes in, he sees the barracks, the factory, the command center, and the non-second gas. Everything you actually need to see.
Still pokes forwards once again. One of the Reapers does end up going down. Good control there from LucifroN to be able to take that one out. 28 supply right now to 23. So we have 21 workers out against 20 in favor of MVP to kick things off. But not much more right now. That command center on the low ground, giving Mr. MVP a slight advantage in that regard. But not a huge amount.
Yeah, MVP took the initiative in this game. With the Reaper opening, you're allowed to put your command center on the low ground because you're controlling the game. You have the Reapers out there, your opponent's playing defensive, doesn't know what's going on. LucifroN in this game has no idea what's going on. So he saw the Reaper, he saw the early stuff, but back in LucifroN's base, we have a tech structure.
It's that fabled armory.
Of importance.
Pretty important indeed. It's really going to open up LucifroN to some interesting dynamics. Something that some people aren't necessarily too happy, unless, for example, he wants to make a Thor, which we can't put past him anymore, to be honest with you.
Can't put it past this guy, but not with a command center first. If he hadn't got a command center, he probably would have done that. But this is definitely looking as a Hellbat drop here from LucifroN, looking to spice things up against MVP. A scan goes down by LucifroN, who sees Viking production most likely, and then just Halley Marine. So with Viking production, is very defensive, but he's not 100% sure if it's a Viking or Medivac. Everything else he knows. So it is a Viking as well. So I think he got one Medivac. Did he get one Medivac out, MVP? No, he's not. Okay, so it's just Viking. So he wasn't sure which one it is. Viking clearly defensive. Wonder if where are those Hellbats coming? Okay, there they are. +1 attack as well, so LucifroN's going to be playing mech here, Kalaris.
Ooh, wow.
We've seen the European mech.
We have.
We've seen a lot of it.
It's scary if you allow them to gather momentum. And MVP, meanwhile, curious to what he's actually going to gear up for as well. He's been producing a lot of Hellions. Not much bio on the field here for him just yet. So should be able to shut down these Hellbats. Hellions are very, very good against Hellbats, surprisingly. As long as they don't fully close the gap. But he does boost on in. Has been seen here for MVP. The Viking is in good spot here to actually deny this as well. Tries to drop these in a good position to deal with the Hellions. But in the end, the Hellions get a great trade.
Yeah, good defense there by MVP. The Spanish uppercut didn't work. Time to take another angle here for LucifroN. He did, of course, force MVP to pull the SCVs off, which did lose a little bit of mining time, but nothing significant at all here. 4 Hellions on the right-hand side. Wonder if they can break the natural. There's just a bunker and a couple of Marines here. All the defenses in the main base. MVP scared about getting dropped if LucifroN runs past.
He could lose a lot. There's a lot in that natural there that's very, very vulnerable right now. And he's not moving in just yet. It's kind of coincidental that the one thing that actually deals with Hellbats very, very well is Hellions.
Yeah.
They do a very good job against them, and MVP realizes that he set up his defenses perfectly to deal with that.
Ooh, this is pretty good too. Viking in good position. And that's not going to work either. LucifroN opening for a very, very aggressive play. Double Hellbats and so on. Ideally wanted to get some kills. I mean, because he hasn't got kills in this game, he's, 1 worker kill, so that was probably the, earliest scouting SCV or something. But he's down supply. He's down in production. MVP, likewise, play a mech. Wow.
Oh, well. This is going to turn into one of those TVTs that could go down into the ages. As if these guys are both playing mech and this gets drawn out, then it's going to be very interesting to see the decision-making of what both players can do here. Medivac not spotted there by MVP, but he is moving into a position where he can assault with those Hellions. That's actually a lot of units converging on that natural there.
How many units? That's quite a... Oh my gosh, look how many Hellions are here. LucifroN just...
so many.
He has a couple of Hellbats, so Hellbats are actually really good in this position, so it's not as scary as it seems, as long as he has the SCVs repairing on that bunker. And a drop at the same time here by LucifroN. LucifroN has a supply lead here, Kalaris, 20 supply up, got it into the SCV line again in the other SCV line.
This is really good. He negated any information his opponent had about this actually coming along here. He's having to run away the bunker, providing a little bit of support fire, but he has to actually separate this properly. He picks up once again, tries to go for an assault, and he's shut down all of the mining time at the main. He's only still killed 6 workers, though. Unit counts as 48 workers to 38 in favor of LucifroN here, actually. And he's taking quite the supply lead.
Look at this. This is really good for LucifroN here. A little bit unfortunate for MVP. He's like, all right, I guess the aggression stopped. I'll go across the map and see what I can do. And then, bam, 2 drops coming at the same time. And in comes the drops again. A lot of units get toasted.
14 workers have actually died off right now. This Hellbat pressure has made itself work out nicely here for LucifroN. So far, the European getting that second uppercut, working out a little bit better.
Yeah, that was the Spanish soccer punch.
That was, man. That is that. And MVP loses a Viking.
Yeah, look at that. Dead.
That was the Spanish wet willy, just to seal
Spanish
it.
wet willy. Picking off that Viking. All right, well, not bad. Good start here for LucifroN. Took him a while to break the armor, though, didn't it? I mean, if you look at it, a couple of attempts, everyone failed and deflected. 56 SCV advantage over 38, and another drop is heading across the map. Likewise, I think, on the right-hand side of the map, MVP, time to do some damage, time to recover here. Land some Korean punches.
Like that, like trying to see if he can actually wiggle his way on in there. No missile turrets down just yet, but LucifroN starts one as I say that. It's not going to be out in time, though. Those Hellbats will drop. And let's see if they can actually do anything. Meanwhile, LucifroN moving in as well. MVP, though, a little bit quicker. Going to get the upper hand as he does not pull away just yet. A slight delayed reaction time there from LucifroN. Where is LucifroN's drop?
There.
There. Well, the Vikings trying to help that out. That siege tank's going to cause a little bit of problems as well. But he does get a few kills in the end. Still 16 kills to 5 right now. As MVP here, trying to clean up his natural as well. But again, Hellions are a pretty good response to Hellbats.
Yeah, but who's mining from the third faster? Who's going to have gases from the third here? And it's going to be LucifroN. And MVP does have a drop. Does come in here. Empire Cast cheering on LucifroN on Twitter as well. No hashtag though, Empire Cast. That's bad.
Oh, Cass.
Nice defense. Quite a few SCVs have been traded here. And we knew SCVs were going to be killed in this series, didn't we? And quite a few probably gone down on both sides.
Yep, 18 against 11 thus far. Unit counting station right now, 58 workers in favor of LucifroN against 42. These Hellbats still trying to do a little bit of the natural, but don't get anything done in the end. It's 125 supply to 95 right now. So despite LucifroN being up also in workers, he's up in army supply by quite a bit, 66 to 52.
Upgrades? Okay, the Observer is already there.
Yeah.
So +2 versus +1. That's quite big here for LucifroN, who's maintained that upgrade advantage. And, well, we should just see the game start to slow down a little bit. I don't think anyone's going to try to attack massively at this point, as if you move out, you're going to get dropped. So
yeah,
LucifroN does move out, and, well, what's going to happen? He's going to get dropped here, because there is a medivac, and he's going to have to defend that. Has 2 turrets.
But again, in a defense of a player that played previously in the form of Straylock, I would love to see high-sec auto-tracking out right now. I think it's a really, really good tool to actually deal with this. Although that medevac's going to die off anyway, regardless of high-sec auto-tracking. The Hellbats march on forwards. And LucifroN here, he's out in the middle of nowhere. He has 94 supply against 66. He could do some damage, unless MVP is well sieged up.
That's a perfect siege there by MVP. I don't think that's going to be broken. He attempts. 1 tank goes down, and a couple more. Even though you don't have equal amounts of supply, if you compare this matchup to all the others, when you have 30 supply more, you just go in and surround and you're in there super fast. But a little supply differences.
Oh, he lost a few Hellions there, though. That was a catastrophic little exchange there for him in terms of actually value to value. MVP lost a lot more.
Is LucifroN going to try and force the issue here? He's got the Vikings, he's got the range on these tanks there, and a couple of tanks go down, so even though MVP doesn't have the numbers, he had the position, but...
That was a perfect position, actually. Just barely.
Squeeze around the side.
He's in range of the command center.
He is, but LucifroN's found position, Kalaris. He's got it. He's broke down the tank line.
He has. Now he has actually 13 tanks out against 5. He's going to force MVP's third base away as well. LucifroN is looking very good. Look at the army supply, 123 to 50.
Looking good. Very good at the moment. LucifroN has now prevented his opponent from mining to his third while mining his own. He can actually go take a 4th base at this point. No problem. LucifroN's in a great lead, 189 supply to 118. I didn't think he could squeeze through there. I really didn't, but with the use of Vikings, because he had an early third, because he's mining faster, he's able to just have more stuff.
He might have killed his command center. No, he does end up landing it in the end, but that's a lot of firepower that LucifroN has, along with a lot of tanking potential in the form of those Hellbats. And it's blow for blow here in terms of the siege tanks. 15 out right now for LucifroN against 6 for MVP. MVP knows he's down in terms of that count. He has to fall back. He has to keep himself well consolidated.
Look at that perfect scan.
Yeah.
Perfect scan by LucifroN. Just anticipating the movement out here, and he moves forward. All LucifroN needs to do is go take that natural and defend at home, and he wins the game. Yeah. Now, MVP is in a position where he has to come back and defend, but it's going to be too late. These tanks siege up right there, and MVP can't even get back home to defend.
No, he can't. He's being zoned out completely here. The Hellbats try and march away from all of this. So middle, there you go. GG for game number 1. LucifroN from Spain defeats MVP here in the first game of this best of 3. And
all right, let me tell you what LucifroN's thinking. I can read minds.
You can.
He says, "Well, it wasn't that hard, was it?"
No, apparently not.
Not that hard, so that'd be easier. I mean, I thought that'd be more difficult. And he picks up game number 1. Actually going over the replay immediately there to have a quick look at it.
It's important to note that there was nothing gimmicky there. Nothing gimmicky in the slightest in terms of just straight up hard countering his opponent. That was fought tooth and nail, toe to toe, and both players exhibited pretty much very, very similar builds, but LucifroN just executed it better. Let's be blunt.
Perfect game 1 for LucifroN there. Really impressive. Get the drops in. It's all about these drops, though. I mean, if you think about the grand scheme of that game 1, what was the biggest difference? I just think that LucifroN landed the drop.
Yeah.
I mean, what else was there? Apart from the good old 15 SCVs being killed, there wasn't anything else. It's all about getting that drop in, and if you can, then you're going to have a big lead.
Yeah, LucifroN looking very good here. He's 1 game away from advancing on to the round of 8 and being our 3rd Terran representative there in that round of 8. So Terran's looking pretty good thus far. We already know we're guaranteed to have a 3rd Terran there, thanks to the fact that these two are battling it out for that spot. As game number 2 is going to be on Achelon Wastes.
Achelon Wastes, another great map for Mech, of course, a nice easy 3rd to be taken.
Yeah.
I'd be expecting, maybe not the Reaper play from MVP, it depends on if he wants to open that, I suppose. Similar styles, though, definitely. Reactors nice and early, factories nice and early, and aggression. Lots and lots of aggression, whether it be Hellbats, whether it be just simple Marines, Hellions. But a good start for one of the Duran brothers here.
Moving into game number 2, Mr. Pedro going up against this man down to the bottom right-hand position here as our Red Terran. He goes by the name of LGIM MVP. And spawning up to the top left as our Blue Terran. I guess considering he's representing Spain, he said he doesn't have red, but he's going to settle for blue for now. He goes by the name of Caronte Vortex. LucifroN, even. Woo! Woo! Worst intro of all time.
See, if you'd... The good thing about that is if you'd said their last names, it would have been fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Just said, and up here, the Blue Terran, Duran, you're like, oh, I meant, no, it's okay, actually.
It's fine, yeah.
Never mind.
Darn you, darn
I put that on your brain, I'm sorry, because I said one of the Duran brothers.
Yeah, maybe you
my
did.
Fault.
Maybe
I'll
you
take
did.
it, my fault. Sorry.
Oh, thanks, man. You
I'll
got my
take
back.
it. You can tweet angrily at Apollo. It's my fault. I'll take that one for the
Worst
team.
intro ever. All right, so we have MVP now grabbing himself that barracks. LucifroN walling off to kick things off, making sure that there's going to be no crazy run buys, but if we see MVP go for a Reaper again, although that being said, LucifroN going for that gas timing to kick things off.
13 gas by LucifroN. Same build as the first game. MVP, though, changing it up. No gas. At this point, it's very dangerous to not take a gas. Yeah, he's a Terran player.
There's a lot of different names coming into this.
There's a lot of different words coming out of our mouths at the moment. But
frazzled.
I was going to say that it's kind of a little bit risky to not take a gas here. So it's always nice to get the best balance between your economy production. 15 gas is just perfect because you are able to get out the reactor and factory at a good time while maintaining an also good time on your command center. So a solid macro focus build from MVP.
Yeah, liking that. I don't mind seeing these longer TVTs here, considering how many shorter ones we've actually seen in the round of 32 thus far, unless you do discredit Mr. Bunny versus 4GG in the round of 32 at the very, very beginning.
That first game.
That was insane.
Wow.
That was 300 SCVs killed, man, pretty much.
300 SCVs and a good long hour game.
Yeah.
Very close as well. It was a nice opener to WCS.
I thought we were in for a long day there after that first game, but then they did pretty quickly in the next couple.
Yeah, the next game was really fast, actually, wasn't it? It was like 10 minutes really fast.
Yep. 4GG is aggressive, man.
Ooh, expecting a Thor drop.
Ooh.
Ben. Hello, Ben. Don't know about Thor drop. Possible, though. Possible.
I mean, considering he saw that MVP was opening up Hellions and the potential for Hellbats. Well, Hellbats came along eventually, but Thor's pretty good against normal Hellions in the end.
Yeah, I think LucifroN's quite content with game 1 and just try and play the same. I don't think he'd risk it for a biscuit. I think he's just going to play quite normal here. Does have the faster factory timing, but doesn't have the command center, as you can see. So in terms of builds, for me personally, I actually like MVPs. I always prefer to have the faster command center, try to be the defender in a certain way. Yeah. And that's the role that these two players have already in this game. LucifroN does have the command center coming down, but he's going to have the faster starport and so on. So I suppose that he's the one that's going to be looking to get that medevac out right away. MVP may even go for the Viking first like previous.
I would like to see that. It's something that worked its way into Terran play quite a long time ago, actually, when Banshees were a bit more of a threat. But now that kind of has been swapped out for those kind of medevac pressures that would come along from a Terran. So we'll see if he wants to go for that.
Where's the starport for LucifroN? He's not got it. That's interesting. So is he going to throw it down a little bit later here? What's he throwing with his money? Okay, there it is, Armory. I was going to say, not getting the starport down immediately there means that he's not taking advantage of his fast factory. And then throwing it into the Armory, now it's okay, because with the Armory coming down in the second gas, he will be going for Hellbat drops, but I thought he could have opened potentially for a couple of Hellions, but look at MVP likewise going for a starport of his own.
Yeah, it's good timing on it.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
will be able to get that anti-air out if he needs it. These Hellions poking at the right position, but the Marines are too well spread out here unless he could really position himself very nicely. He would incur a little bit of damage to get that perfect position as well on that, so it would be very risky. Landed it in the main. Had a looking around in LucifroN's, sorry, in MVP space.
So LucifroN landed the scan. Sees that no second gas is the most important part of that scan, because now he knows there's no Hellbats of MVP's coming. So he knows that MVP is the defender, and I think that's probably a scan from MVP now looking at what LucifroN's doing. And he didn't actually scan the second gas. He now sees the same, and that's actually misleading, because the Hellbats are coming, and MVP doesn't know yet, unless he spots it now.
But at the same time, a little bit of an engagement here. Trying to spread those Hellions out. Good micro battle, and MVP will end up coming out on top for just a second.
Equal.
That pushes him back. It's very equal. This is...
Nice micro for both players, though. Really nice micro.
Yeah.
And there speeds off the medivac on the left-hand side of the minimap. So here comes the drop. We talked about it previously in this just past game. If this drop hits, then LucifroN has a massive lead, because it will do a lot of damage. But all the units are in the main base.
Where are MVP's Widow Mines? I'm pretty sure he got Widow Mines out, right? So where are they? Let's have a look-see. Both of them are at the natural.
Yeah, so what he's done is set up a perfect defense on the natural. If a medivac comes in, pop, dead. And they won't drop down. So he puts all his units in his main and 2 Widow Mines on the natural. So a perfect setup for defense. Let's see if it actually executes nicely here as the medivac comes in.
MVP learning quickly against his opponent in game number 1, realizes how much defense is there, knows it will not work out, and LucifroN has to pull out with that second Viking on the way. That medevac.
That's going to get popped.
Yeah, it really is going to get popped. He has to drop those Hellbats as well.
Oh, no, he's coming. He's turned his angle a little bit here. Where is it going? Is he going to boost?
It's going to be so close.
No,
he goes
he's
for
moved the angle. MVP's like...
It could have been disastrous there for LucifroN, but not in the end. He got himself 4 worker kills. He's going to try and keep dropping across these Hellions. What annoying micro there from LucifroN against MVP.
He's looking up. Couple more. Where's he going? He's getting out of here. 2
Hellbats also marching on in, the ones that the original medevac ended up dropping. But again, Hellbats against Hellions. Not going to win that battle when they have room to kite.
All right, so what's the SCV counts now then? So 4 were killed.
It's what's the 43 to 33.
10 worker difference.
Yeah, LucifroN, despite not killing that many, still has a pretty good lead there.
Yeah, 3rd command center is down though for MVP compared to LucifroN's, who's not quite got that yet. It is on the way. Both playing mech once again. Mech is really the strategy and style to use now in Heart of the Swarm. Hellbat's just the aggression option that they give you, and then the fact that they're so damn good, their hit points are really, really big actually, 135 hit points. So they're difficult to kill, they get healed too. Here comes the pop.
Yeah, I'm so happy though about, well, maybe not the pop.
Where's the other one?
It didn't connect for a while. One of the Hellbats ended up dropping in the end. It's funny how the AI works on Widow Mines, because they work in tandem with one another. So like, if one of them's going to go off, then I don't know the full ins and outs of it, but they're kind of weird how they work.
Well, 2 Vikings here. LucifroN looking to get in. LucifroN apparently is the Wizard Terran from Peach_SC2. Well, this medivac, 2 pass each other now. 82 supplied at 89, 92 now. LucifroN is still looking to do damage. He hasn't landed a big blow yet.
And will this be that blow? Don't think so. Those Marines and Hellions, Hellbats even once again do clean it up. It's interesting that you mentioned earlier that it's, you know, mech versus mech now in TVT. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm so happy with mech versus mech. But look at these army supplies, 56 against 32. MVP rocketing ahead here in game number 2. Really trying to bring it back against LucifroN.
Oh, here comes a drop from MVP. 2 turrets in place. Good position from LucifroN. And the Hellbats do land, though, and a lot of SCVs are going to get down and burnt. Not too many, though, actually. Yeah,
only killing around 5 thus far, along with that one that was scouting at the very beginning. So not doing too much. 7th does end up going down, though, right now. So he has not only evened things up in terms of those work counts, well, in terms of the losses at least, but he is still trailing. It's 52 workers to 46 in favor of LucifroN here.
We are just seeing nothing but Hellbat drops in this game, aren't we? Good gosh. Another one's coming in now. Getting a bit dizzy from all these drops.
That's pretty
and
much.
Another one's going off from MVP. Okay, so not going to stop anytime soon.
Pretty cost effective if you're not paying attention to it. Those Widow Mines have burrowed. Does he actually see them? One of them catches it, but the second one just way too far out of range there. Trying to chase these down. Getting any mule numbers would be nice, but
yeah,
you're going to try and
mules is actually kind of big.
Yeah. But it doesn't really do much.
Nice sound effects.
Thanks very much. I'm gonna
again, another drop here by MVP. There's just consistent drops left and right. It's kind of hard to see. After every drop, I keep looking at the units tab because that's the real story here is, you know, how many workers do they have and what army do they have behind this? Because both of them are losing army all the time.
Yeah.
It's still really equal. The game's actually incredibly equal. They're basically just taking the 3rd base at the same time. I'd say that LucifroN's a little bit ahead.
Yeah.
Just because he has the gases on the 3rd base faster and also an upgrade lead here. But apart from that, it's really, really equal.
You're right, he's slightly ahead in terms of income, but MVP's slightly ahead in terms of army value. But it's really not going to matter. If MVP were to move out with that slight advantage in army value, he would get there by the time LucifroN had recouped those losses. MVP's reinforcements would be too far out to actually reinforce that. And once again, cleans up another drop. Hellbats all day, to the point where even Terrans don't like Hellbats sometimes, but they do love utilizing them at the same time.
Yeah, this is the only matchup that Terrans don't like Hellbats.
Yeah.
Another one into the main base here. Going in for MVP is going to get a couple, maybe.
2 missile turrets is a good number there to have in the defense, but the Hellbats always seem to land regardless, so he actually needs his units over here to deal with this. 2 Hellbats versus 2 Hellbats.
LucifroN's making a very strong move here. Look at this in the map as he cleans up these Hellbats. If he actually sieges above the 3rd, and MVP doesn't know about this movement here. He scans, as we can see on the minimap, and actually misses the army.
Ooh.
This is going to be deadly for MVP.
And this is the disadvantage of taking that base as opposed to the other 3rd that you could take on this map. LucifroN here establishing this position. That's very deadly indeed here. Really good exploitation of this architecture.
The tanks, they cover the 3rd base, so the units of MVP can't even get there. What a great strategical position that LucifroN set up here. Excellent. He's prevented his opponent from mining. This could be the move that puts him, it actually gives us a lead for one of these players in this game. LucifroN's going to take it, and MVP's in trouble. MVP's moving across the map himself. All LucifroN needs to do back at home, don't wait putting across the map. Siege up everything you've got to defend the natural and the 3rd, and if he keeps his own position across the other side of the map, he's great.
And siege tanks.
Those tanks, get down. Down.
They need to be on that little bit of a low ground on that natural. The thing is that setting up siege tanks between your natural and 3rd in LucifroN's position is great. It's going to cover 2 of those big choke points, whereas, again, LucifroN's in a position of dominance here.
MVP's just lost. Look, his units in the middle of the map, they're going back, they're going forward. He doesn't know what to do, and he's going to move out. And this is more than enough, I think, at home for LucifroN. He's got a supply depot wall, he's got lots of tanks. MVP scans ahead of time here to actually see what's there. He can't break this. He can't break that.
He can't.
So now, if he can't break it, what is he doing with this army? He's lost his 3rd. It's had to be evacuated. LucifroN's going to save it and takes a 30 supply lead. He kills the 3rd. I can't even believe that MVP let that go down.
And his supply box is trying to push in here. MVP, this is pretty much one last-ditch effort to try and break this. Even the siege tanks aren't actually backing these Hellbats up. They all disintegrate under that firepower of the siege tanks. And LucifroN now with a massive army split. GG! LucifroN takes it 2-0 against MVP. Oh my god. We said that LucifroN, this was his group to win at the beginning, and he did not disappoint.
Well done, LucifroN. Well done, LucifroN.
Slightly happy.
He is happy. He is happy, very happy. 4-0 in this group, if I'm not mistaken.
Has he even dropped a map yet?
No. 2-0 Nurcho, 2-0 MVP. LucifroN just Killing it today. Absolutely amazing performance from him.
Really, really impressive. And that means now we know one of those extra players moving on to the round of 8. It is Caronte LucifroN, this third Terran to advance on here into the round of 8. We only have 3 spots left.
I won my bet versus Carmack.
Hey.
Where are you, Carmack?
Carmack, why do you get yourself into these situations,
Yeah, Carmack, why'd you
man?
put yourself in bad positions, Carmack? Why would you bet with me, Carmack?
I don't know. Maybe it's him that's going to have to word something at some point. I don't know what you've bet for. So we are going to send it over to our interview with our winner, LucifroN and Red Eye.
Thanks very much, guys. With a very, very happy, elated, I would say, LucifroN, fantastic couple of games from you. And congratulations, you're in the round of 8. That was easy, right?
Well, thank you. Well, definitely, before coming here, I wouldn't expect a 4-0, so you could say, yeah, it went really good.
That would be an understatement right now. You've just beaten MVP in a straight-up TVT fight. Talk us through the second match this time round. Constant harassment throughout the game, and then some really clever strategical placing of your units. And I have to say, I said it over on the analysis desk. I was watching over there, and Apollo actually said, I don't think MVP knows what to do now. Was that your feeling from the game?
Well, first of all, I don't think MVP really knows this kind of a style because it's more of an European thing to constant go hellbats. They do it as well, but Europeans constantly harass with them all the game long. So, yeah, I had some good drops that killed a lot of SCVs, and in addition, I always took my third faster than his, so my economy was better. So, yeah, both games were pretty similar. Like, I took a good position on his third base, then he tried to counterattack. On second game, I had enough tanks to defend. First game, he came back when he saw that I was going to the neutral. And yeah, the most important thing in these games was that I was able to get an economic lead and then just a good position on his third base. Then that was it.
Okay, so they're calling you, and I'm not even going to enter the whole Team Liquid thing, but they're calling you the new European Banjo now.
Well, let's see in the tournament if I can win it.
So, round of 8 now, you're already through. Your brother unfortunately didn't make it, so we only get one half of the Spanish Armada this time round. Is there anyone in the round of 8 that you particularly think would be a slightly easier path to the final?
Of the players that have qualified already, I definitely not want to play against neither Happy or 4GG because they give me a lot of trouble. So anyone else is better, I guess.
Okay. What's your feeling so far from this particular WCS? You played in last year's, of course. You did very well at WCS Europe and enjoyed that as well. How's it been for you in 2013?
Well, so far it's great. Well, I've been playing this WCS. I'm 8-0 so far, so I guess it couldn't be better. And yeah, overall, I like this kind of tournament a lot where there's like not so much noise. I can focus a lot and play a lot better. Like in other tournaments, I have a lot of problems with noise, but here it's been great and well, so far so good.
Okay, well, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. It is the first man through from the group of death. It's LucifroN. And to break down exactly how this man went through the group like a steam train, here's Apollo.
You what? Hey, see, that's my name. My name. Why are you still here? Why?
Carmack didn't fire me.
Carmack didn't what? Fire you?
Yeah, fire.
Oh, I'm fired. This is my last day.
Yeah.
I heard you're doing tomorrow. You're working tomorrow. So, LucifroN, what do you think about his play today overall?
My name is KMC, the boss talk.
He slain the king,
He slayed the king.
Yeah.
He did, didn't he?
and he played very well. So I think he's EU Hero Terran and #1 maybe now.
#1.
Yeah.
So if we look at everybody non-Korean, the best non-Koreans, Stefano, Naniwa, Thorzane, LucifroN, you think LucifroN's coming #1? Maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You heard it here. All right, so let's go ahead and look in the replay. Just going to jump into map number 2 just briefly and have a look at the biggest move of the game. What did you think about, this big push? What did MVP do wrong, mainly?
I think he can't defense because LucifroN played well, and he positioning always good.
Yeah, I mean, look, MVP doesn't even know that LucifroN's there.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't see. So at this point, MVP's put in a very difficult position. Because what does he do? I mean, as MVP, if you were MVP, what would you do? It's very difficult, isn't it?
I think LucifroN have Viking.
Yeah.
Now 2 Vikings, and MVP doesn't have Vikings, so he winning to map control.
Yeah.
So LucifroN can get good position here. So I think MVP need map control and make air fight.
Okay, so the one big difference between them is the third base. Yeah. Which is better, do you think? Like, which player did better with?
I think here is better because
like taking it down this one.
yeah maybe if he get here, he can save.
Yeah, and then the game could have continued. At this point, the game's almost over, is it? I mean, MVP can't defend, can't attack, and then that's it, right? That's kind of the game. So the next match that's coming up is, what's the next match that's coming up?
Sase against Nurture.
Who do you reckon wins?
I hope Sase because
MC wins. MC wins.
Yeah.
Boss top.
If I play, easy win.
You easy win.
Yeah.
Oh. You have many fans here. Many
Of
fans.
course, why not?
Of course.
I'm better than you.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what we should do today?
Huh?
Me and you, at the end, we should.
For what? Rock scissors?
Rock, paper, scissors, guys! Rock, paper, scissors, guys! Rock, paper, scissors, guys!
So VM.
Well, that came off great, didn't it?
Hey,
Would
I
you
follow.
play me?
I follow.
Yes.
Did you talk to me? I love you, MC, but I'm not love man. And no thanks. Really. Not joke. No thanks. And hey, Crush. I think Crush is better.
Cloris is better.
Yeah. Tell him I love you, Crush is.
Okay, I will. In the break, I'll go over to Cloris. All right, Red Eye, take it away.
Okay. Hello, guys. So Paul's just been fired, so I'm just going to do his job real quick. Let's check out what's up in the community.
Actually, I decided with firing Red Eye, that we're also boycotting the Team Liquid live thread because everyone's just been rude.
Okay. So, well, if everybody's just being rude, we're just going to take a quick break and stay tuned.